What up, Space Fam? Goes in here from Anime Uproar, and I'm back at it again to discuss the latest crazy happenings in the Boruto story. Some huge developments were introduced in this chapter, including ones that a lot of OG Naruto fans might find intriguing, so definitely make sure to stay tuned for this one. If you do enjoy seeing these Boruto reviews and want to keep them coming, channel the Hokage within and smash that like button until it changes colors. If you haven't, make this the video you subscribe, and this is crucial, hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications or you will miss future Naruto and Boruto videos. Before we get into it, a quick thank you to Private Internet Access for sponsoring this video. Private Internet Access has over 30 million downloads, and it prides itself on being the world's most transparent VPN provider with 100% open source software. They never record or store the data of their users, and because it changes your IP address and reroutes your internet traffic through an encrypted tunnel, Private Internet Access hides your online activity from your internet service provider, network administrator, and government censors. One of my biggest pet peeves is paying full price for a streaming service like Netflix, but then finding out that I can't enjoy a lot of content just because I live in a different country. Thankfully, Private Internet Access works with all major streaming services, so you have access to all of your favorite content anywhere in the world. In addition to helping to safeguard your online privacy, Private Internet Access blocks ads, trackers, and malicious websites. Private Internet Access is available for all platforms. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee, and they have a dedicated team of customer support experts available 24/7. So go through my link to support my channel and get PIA VPN for less than $3 a month and 2 extra months for free. That means only $2.08 per month and 83% off. Now, without further ado, let's jump into it, spoilers and all. This chapter starts off with showing off some claw marks, which are pretty much Code's version of Minato's flying Raijin, except not as cool because you gotta leave these giant patterns all over the place. He can travel from mark to mark instantaneously, though. It's explained that this is how he's getting to where the Ten Tails is, and it's also implied that you can't simply remove the marks because they have people watching them rather than destroying them. As always, I love Shikamaru, and while the others suspect that he could pop up anywhere, and watching all places and searching for others is clearly the best solution, Shikamaru, the Japanese chess master, understands that all 4 of these could be bluffs that are just causing them to spread their forces too thin. Props to Code for being strategic with this kind of psychological warfare. He not only has these set up in Konoha, but around other villages as well. As Shikamaru points out, this one dude is exhausting all 5 villages. Pretty crazy feat. We jump to Kawaki on Hokage Mount Rushmore, looking down at the village, and he sees some ninja people chilling, probably there monitoring him. And this isn't surprising because we were told that Boruto, Sasuke, Naruto, and Amato as well would probably be monitored, since they're all, along with Kawaki, supposed to be Code's targets. But there may also be a layer of people not trusting Kawaki in particular because he is an outsider. Then we meet up with mad scientist Amato and Kake, who is worried about what he plans to do with Kawaki once he's restored Kawaki's karma. Remember, the karma could be brought back just to be used as a weapon without Ishiki being able to come back, according to Amato. And right now, they definitely need every weapon they could get. It's pretty hilarious how Amato tells her he's not trying to hide anything and he has zero intention of doing Konoha wrong, but he just doesn't want to discuss it with her. This girl doesn't give up easily though, and now notices a container and asks about it. Again, Amato asks her to leave, but she keeps questioning him. This container is probably one of the most intriguing things about this chapter. We know that Amato has the ability to create very strong fighters, so this might actually be a key to victory, or at least the key to some very interesting things coming about. He assures her that he's doing this to help Konoha, and he's already run it by Katasuke, the special weapons Jonin. And then he straight up tells us that this one, pointing to the container, should be a powerful Konoha ally. Since we know that we, in a sense, got the return of Jiraiya through Kashin Koji, now that Amato is in Konoha, there's no telling what DNA he could use to create a clone based on a legendary fighter. Perhaps Hokage of the past, like a god of Shinobi maybe. Amato's scientific abilities have sort of been like the Edo Tensei with a twist in this regard, and the fact that they are building up the hype so much by keeping it a secret leads me to believe that we may well see another fan favorite legendary Shinobi return through a powerful clone. That's just a theory though. Let me know in the comments what you think about who or what what is going to be in this container. For now though, we jump to Code, who's sort of trying to keep Ada's little brother entertained. It's weird to see this kind of dynamic from our villains right now, sort of like a weird little family. You definitely can't see an Otsutsuki villain trying to humor a kid like this, albeit this kid is supposed to be super powerful. This is all making these guys seem less threatening, but hopefully they're just doing this to subvert our expectations later by having them be way more dangerous and ruthless than we could have expected. Damon is definitely an annoying spoiled kid who has to be put up with because of his insane power. He jumps and seriously hurts Bug, poor Bug, because he supposedly tries to sneak off without spending enough time with Damon after not seeing him for so long. Bug thinks to himself, this is why he hates this kid, and I think we're all with you there, Bug. They definitely do a great job of making Damon hateable and annoying. As Code is observing Damon's power, he decides to test it out by using his own. From the looks of it, Damon's reflection is instantaneous and kicks in automatically regardless of his intent. Code plays the whole thing off as if he was just illustrating his own ability from the start, showing how he can move freely between his claw marks and that he can move others back and forth too, as long as it's one at a time. Of course, Bug is a guinea pig for him to illustrate. While Bug actually thanks Code for getting him out of that situation with Damon, Code casts the compliments aside, saying he was just checking out the kid's reflection ability. But perhaps even he was annoyed enough with Damon's behavior to put a stop to it. Damon says that Code's ability is neat and he likes it, but no one cares what Damon likes, so let's move on. Code is trying to get more info. He's clearly being strategic here, trying to learn the limitations of Damon's abilities, but before he can explain, Ada interrupts him. Again, a weird development. Even though these guys are supposed to be on the same side here, there's clearly distrust on both sides, as Ada tells Damon that he shouldn't reveal his cards so easily. She shuts Code's curiosity down by saying Damon reflects attacks like she said, and that's all Code needs to know for the time being. She says more time needs to pass before she can show him everything, and Code definitely wants to see everything. After this, Code concludes that she must have other abilities she hasn't demonstrated as well, but she stays mysterious, saying, wouldn't that be interesting? Again, this chapter is more so laying down the groundwork for the chapters to come, but I am getting super curious in seeing the upcoming battle. Not only do we get to look forward to seeing all of their powers in action, we'll probably get to see who's in the container and what Sasuke, Naruto, Kawaki, and Boruto are capable of right now. In the meantime, Kawaki is shopping for groceries, Saitama style. He definitely is haunted by this idea that he doesn't belong here. He's haunted by Jigen's words that he's just being used and there's no place for him here, even though the Naruto family is trying so hard to make him feel at home. It definitely feels like it's going to be Kawaki's inability to accept their caring and kindness that will lead him to the time skip Kawaki that's gone off the rails. Whenever characters are able to trust in others in Naruto, they usually can overcome their old, sometimes evil ways that were brought on by feelings of loneliness most of the time. We also catch up to Boruto, who reveals that he's been taking the Byakugan medicine / poison for a week, but there's no change, good or bad. Hinata comes in and asks about Kawaki, clearly worried because he's never missed dinner before. Again, the distancing of Kawaki from the family is being emphasized here. Naruto, the Hokage himself, finds Kawaki on Hokage Mount Rushmore. He's not happy to see that he's having a rice ball in water for dinner when Hinata prepared a real meal at home. Kawaki, being a jerk to further try distancing himself from them, says he's bored of Hinata's cooking, which is going too far, bro. Best girl Hinata's cooking is great and no one is allowed to question it. Even Naruto is like, bro, you've licked the plate every time because of how good it is. And Kawaki is silent, clearly caught in his lie. Kawaki lets Naruto know that he really likes the spot and the view from it. He likes looking at the village Naruto protects, but he reiterates the haunting belief that there isn't a place for him anywhere in the village. He's just a troublesome outsider who wandered into this trouble-free, peaceful place. Clearly, this dude did not read the Boruto prequel. Kawaki goes so far as to say Ishiki was right, not a good sign whenever you find yourself agreeing with a villain, and then Naruto is like, alright bro, that's enough, and just lifts him up like Kawaki is not a moody teenager who's trying to be cool and edgy all the time. In turn, Kawaki's like, Hokage bro, let me down, while Naruto ignores him, saying, who cares about Ishiki, we're going home, and in a heartfelt moment, calls Kawaki his stupid son. Again, he's trying so hard to make Kawaki feel like he belongs. We get a nice warm panel where the Naruto family all welcome him to the dinner table and Naruto reveals that it's a welcoming party for him. We even got the broken vase that was put back together, a metaphor for Kawaki himself. While he wants them to just throw out the ugly broken vase, Himawari refuses, saying she chose it and it's even more precious to her now. Kawaki feels that he himself is broken and that's why he wants them to throw it away and to abandon him too. He finds it hard to believe that they could love and accept such a broken individual. That's why he grabs onto Ishiki's idea that they must be using him or that he's out of place here and is only burdening them, not actually bringing any joy to their lives. Boruto ends up gifting him a Konoha forehead protector, a sign of belonging to the village. Since Boruto has Sasuke's, he'll give him this one, or at least loan it to him until he gets his own. As Naruto makes a joke of Boruto having a good idea for once, everyone laughs except you see Kawaki's deadpan stare. He finally tries the forehead protector on and he feels so awkward he's even sweating. Boruto does not help matters by saying it doesn't suit him at all. Hinata and Himawari though are always super supportive and they say that it looks great. Himawari even suggests keeping it on his neck since some people do that style. And that is something I enjoy about Naruto, even though it doesn't make that much sense. I like how people find creative ways to wear the forehead protector, even if in some cases it's not even serving its main purpose by protecting the forehead. Still, it looks cool and that's what's important in shonen manga. Shikamaru, for instance, kept it on his left arm. Even Boruto, after initially messing with Kawaki, says he's sure Kawaki will grow into it as he grows as a shinobi. So overall, very heartwarming moment, heartwarming atmosphere here in the Naruto house, where pretty much everyone is open, caring, and supporting Kawaki. Later, Naruto again reiterates that Kawaki's family and can stay with them as long as he wants, but mentions that if Kawaki doesn't feel the same way, Naruto has failed as Hokage. He wants Kawaki not to worry, they'll find code, and Kawaki, like everyone else, can live here at ease, or else there's no point of Naruto becoming Hokage. And clearly, as always, Naruto is very ambitious with his goals. He wants to protect everyone and make them feel like they belong too, since he knows how painful it is to feel like you don't. Very admirable goal, but if you guys checked my every Hokage's backstory explained video, link in the description, then you'll know that although Hokages often mean well, ruling is usually much more complicated than it would appear at first glance, and it's no surprise that Naruto can't accomplish all his goals and make everyone feel like they belong all the time. Naruto is definitely way too hard on himself and has super unrealistic expectations, but I guess that's part of Naruto's charm as well. And at this point, Kawaki has an important decision to make. Will he trust in Naruto like Naruto told him to? Will he use the new power in the form of a karma that's purely a weapon as Amato advises, or will he do something different completely? Well, it seems like he picks option 3. He decides he doesn't need a karma, but there's one thing that he can do to protect Konoha and Lord 7th. So again, it's him actually caring for everyone that's making him betray them and their wishes. He was asked to trust in Naruto and others, but it seems like that's clearly not his plan here. He's decided to take matters into his own hands from the looks of it. He feels like he's the problem in an otherwise peaceful village, so he probably plans to leave and perhaps even attempt to beat Code or try to get him to spare the others at least, since Code does have Naruto, Sasuke, and Boruto on his radar too, not just Kawaki. We'll see, can't know for sure, especially with how strong Code is supposed to be, especially compared to Kawaki now. He'll definitely have to use more indirect ways to try to stop Code if he can. Just a possibility that jumps up at me is when Kawaki runs into Ada and Code, he may use Ada to beat Code, since there's clearly a distrust between Ada and Code, and since Ada wants Kawaki to be her boyfriend. That might be Kawaki's ticket to saving everyone. Will it actually work out so easily? Probably not, since this is a shonen and we want to see strong people fight without their limiters, so I think Code won't be stopped so soon, and we will get to see him go all out, but it's the only plan I could even picture possibly working right now. It's a good cliffhanger because clearly Kawaki thinks he has a solution, and I'm begging to know what it is. Overall, not an action-packed chapter obviously, but some potentially very hype mysteries are introduced, and Kawaki got a bunch of characterization, and it seems more and more likely with each passing chapter that him wanting to protect the others is causing him to want to separate himself from them more and more, and that tendency is what will probably result in his transformation from Naruto's son and one of the family to estranged villain. Maybe it's just me, but I did actually like some of the more mellow moments here, like Kawaki at the grocery store. That was pretty dope for some reason, just seeing Konoha in a more downbeat way, but I do hope we get some more action soon. And since we had a couple of more downbeat preparatory chapters in a row, I'm expecting the next one to deliver on some craziness now that the current villains have been well introduced, along with the container, and Kawaki seems to have made a definitive decision that is clearly not what Naruto wanted. As always, let me know your thoughts on this chapter and what you're most excited to see happening next. If you do enjoy seeing these Boruto reviews and want to keep them coming, channel the Hokage within and smash that like button until it changes colors. If you haven't, make this the video you subscribe and hit that notification bell to turn on all notifications, or you will miss future Naruto and Boruto videos. And while you wait for the next chapter to drop, feel free to check out my growing Naruto/Boruto playlist, which includes videos about all the Otsutsuki, all the Uzumaki, all the Kage, and much more. Link to that is in the description. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.